rock. We salute you. So I can't get in trouble for any copyright. So welcome to the Get Busy Living podcast. We've got an awesome guest today. I'm Dr. Scott from Six Sense Acupuncture and the Healthy Habits Club. And I would love to invite Jan Rautenbach. Did I get that right?
Rautenbach.
Rautenbach.
That's almost right. I've been called Rotten Bag.
Jan Rautenbach. Okay, so thank you so much, Jan, for coming on today. We appreciate your time, and I know how busy you are, and we can't wait to hear the gold nuggets of information that you have about what you do, and thank you so much for your time, mate.
Okay. No, well, thanks for having me. It's excited. I'm excited to be here, and I've known you for like 2 years now, and I've noticed you're always there. You're always you're very consistent with whatever you're doing. So, yeah, excited to be here. Just on on my name, reminds me the pronunciation's been weird all my life, but it reminds me of my youngest daughter when she was still tiny, maybe 5 or 6. Her uncle used to tease her and say her name's Cara Rotten Apple, and she would get really upset and say, "No, it's Cara Ann Rautenbach."
Fair enough. I don't blame her. Rotten apple. That's not cool, especially when you're 5.
Yeah.
Jan, well, I'll start with my first question. So tell us, Jan, what gets you out of bed every morning?
It's an interesting one. I think my age now, when I wake up, I think, hey, I'm alive.
Blessings,
Right?
huh? Blessings.
Yes, 100%. I'm alive. It's another day. And I think the first thing I try and do, if I'm not feeling good or not dreading something, then I try to be grateful about something. Okay. That gets me going. I get bored with stuff quickly, easily. So what I tend to do is I try and do little new projects, and that keeps me excited. So that gets me going. And obviously, I love my family. So yeah, that's what gets me out of bed.
Very commendable that you're helping your family and also the community as well in what you do. So thank you very much for your service. I just want to bring up just quickly before we dig into more, because there is plenty more. I've got a lot of questions for you. So Northside Hawk, so that's Dominic. He's with a network, another work network group that I'm with. I want to say, hey, how are you, Dominic? Thanks very much for joining us today. He's joining us from
Dominic.
YouTube. He's Northside Hawk, if anyone wants to know.
Okay.
And I'll just move on, Jan. So I see that I know from what we've talked about previously that you're into AI. But I see on your LinkedIn that you're helping establish business convert more of the leads that they already paid for and build stable growth using AI-driven sales and marketing systems. So tell us, how the hell did you get into that?
Well, I don't know. You want me to start at the beginning?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
So I was like 22, 23 years old. It's obviously a long time ago. And I've always loved technology.
Just yesterday.
Yeah,
just yesterday.
So I met my lovely wife, and she was, well, still is very beautiful. Had legs all the way up to heaven, mate.
Heaven.
I was a boring auditor. Okay, a guy with a green pen that ticked everything. And I met her on an audit, Anyway, we got very excited about each other, and all of a sudden she was pregnant, and we didn't have a license. Okay.
We didn't have a license. There was no
a license.
Right?
Yeah.
So
so we were both kids. I was 19 and she was 18 when we got married. Then, and I was like an appy accountant. You get paid nothing, okay? And that was in no way I could afford to keep her and the baby coming. So I had to write up books part-time. And I started earning more money from that than from my job, okay? But where I'm heading towards is I did an audit where they were installing a mini computer, and that really took me off the rails completely. I just wanted to get out of accounting and do this, because in those days accountants were not really into computers. Okay, it was called computers then. And so I went on a journey, and I thought, you know what, if I could create software to do the books for me, I could do more. So initially I thought I'd run a bureau. In those days, bureaus were a big thing. And that's how we started the journey. I developed a full-on accounting system, and then ERP system, which runs a whole business, and eventually sold that. But I've always had a love for technology, and I always loved the fact that I had my own product or system that I could sell. It's such a creative feeling when you go, and whenever I felt depressed, I'd go to the office and look at what I've created, and it would make me feel fantastic. Even though, I'm not really I can't create things like art and that kind of stuff. I was able to create that. But anyway, that love for technology stayed with me, and I always try new things. And when AI came out, obviously, although AI has been around for a while, we were dabbling with machine learning some time ago. And then when generative AI like ChatGPT came out, like the lights went on, and that's when I started dabbling in how that could improve what we were doing already. And what happens with businesses, they often run ads and they generate a lot of leads. And typically what happens is somebody fills in a lead form on Facebook while they're watching a program on TV, or, when the ads come on, and then they click send, and then by the next day they've forgotten about it. Okay. So typically then you get salespeople phoning those people. They don't tend to answer the phone from a phone number they don't know. So the lead goes dead, and you've paid a lot of money for that. So we've come up with a solution whereby we would immediately send an SMS to that person and ask them if they want to see somebody, or, try and move that along automatically. And it actually looks like a normal conversation from a person. And then, there's lots of services around that as well, like reactivating old leads as well.
Yeah, so that I remember I watched an interview with a gentleman. He was prominent in the US for marketing, and he was talking about AI was around in 2016. And how did he know that? Because really we didn't hear much. I'd never heard of it before until, well, I heard of it, but in different contexts, not not from a technology point of view.
Yeah.
So what was it to say? Yeah, he was saying that he was working for a marketing business in Korea, of all places,
Right.
Southern Korea, and he was consulting with them, and he was wondering how they knew exactly what their clients were watching, and because he couldn't figure out how they could monitor it so closely on what their previous clients were looking at on social media.
Okay. Yeah.
And he went to their IT department and said, "What are you guys doing? How the hell are you doing this?" And they said, "Well, we're using AI.
Right.
We're using AI to watch what our previous clients are doing."
Mm.
And that's when he was like, "Oh, okay, what the hell is AI?" So
Okay.
he started to investigate further, and of course, he knew he was right into it in 2018, 2019, talking to other people about it and getting right into it. And then, of course, we had the explosion in
22, I
2021.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, 21. I remember there was a
Oh,
gentleman that
21, you're right. September 21, I think.
yeah, because there was a gentleman was talking about it in 2020 at a conference. It was a meetup conference that they used to do once a month, and he was talking about it then, and we were like, "What the hell's AI?" And he said this Chat GTP is going to be huge, and
Yeah.
he was saying that 12 months before, and he knew about it. He knew what it was. He knew,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
he could see that obviously it was bigger overseas than it was here.
Yeah.
In certain countries, and because that's usually what they do is they'll experiment in some country to see if the program works well, depending on what they're trying to achieve. And he obviously knew about that prior, and he was like you. He had a bit of an IT background, and I was like, wow, what? Everyone in the room, we were all perplexed because he did
Yeah.
a speech about AI, and I was like, what the hell? He's talking about AI will be able to and this is 5 years ago, and he's saying that AI is going to be able to determine what you want. It'll be streamlined. You'll have
Yes.
basically if you search something, it'll just bang bring up all this advertising about
Yeah.
what you want, and crazy
Yeah.
out
It
there.
was about 5 or 6 years ago, a mate of mine, and we worked quite closely together on it. He was building a system that would interpret what people say or how they say it, what words they use. And from that, he using machine, at the time it was more machine language than AI, but it's a similar thing. You could determine whether the person was telling the truth or not, or by a percentage, like 80% is lying, or 80% is telling the truth, and also determine what type of personality the person is. So just from the type of words and combination of words they used, and that was pretty accurate, and that was before. I mean, that was like around 2018, 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's been around. Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
So it's just exploded, like you said,
Correct. Yes.
in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
It's very much with us everywhere, basically now.
Yeah.
And so yeah, tell us about, well, especially for you, for the last 4 or 5 years, what made you get into that side of things, that AI? Could you see that it was gonna influence our lives so much?
Yes. I could see that.
Because why I say that, Jan, is because you're a teenager.
No, I know. I suppose I'm an anomaly. I've always been an anomaly all my life. Okay.
That's what I mean. Is if I want to know something about AI, I just go to the youngster that I'm with. I'd ask her, what do you use AI for?
Well, at least there's stuff I can talk to my grandkids about, right?
There's a common denominator.
Although they're more into the game, so I keep telling them, well, why don't you build a game? Use AI to help you build it, man.
Yeah.
Just instead of just playing it. But anyway, so the reason, as I say, it goes. My love for technology goes back a long time. Obviously, that's why what I explained. But I could see that this was. I mean, one of the things that was then clear was that like AI is going to be able to do translations. It's going to be able to do write things for people, and it will enable people that do not speak English properly or a language properly to be able to use it. They know what they want to say, right? But use it as a tool, That was my initial thoughts. Okay, but I also could see that we don't know where this thing's going to end up. Okay, it could be. It's like got really great potential.
Yeah,
but there's also some dangers, obviously. Okay.
No, how could you say that?
There's got to be. I mean, there's anything has got good and bad to it.
Right.
Whatever tools you have, it could either be used for good or for bad, and I think AI has got some dangers. What was I trying to think? There's something funny I was going to, but I've forgotten now about the AI. But yeah, so I could see something was coming. All right, that you could. Oh yes, it reminds me of a story many years. Well, not many years ago. Like, what was it? In about the early 2000s. I wanted to visit. I went to visit Mozambique for some business. But in Mozambique, because I'm from South Africa, Mozambique is right next to South Africa. So Mozambique, they speak Portuguese, okay? And I don't know how to speak Portuguese. So Google Translate was just there. And so I wanted to write an email to this guy to make an appointment, and so I wrote my email in English, and I got Google Translate to translate it to Portuguese. Wow. Yeah. But then I thought, hang on, I don't trust this. Let me translate what it wrote back into English and see if it makes sense. It made absolutely no sense. It said I'm really looking forward to seeing you, and then the retranslated English said, I love you, and totally inappropriate. So I took it to my Portuguese friend who had ran a fruit and veg shop. I asked him to translate it. So, but just think from then how far this thing has advanced. Like we're helping a client translate his website into 5 languages. It's in English, Cantonese, Mandarin, Macau Portuguese, and I think there's Vietnamese, all using AI. Okay, we are going to get, because those languages are still unusual with AI, I think we are going to get specialists to just check everything. Okay, but we are able to do that at a fraction of the time that would normally take to do these things. It's just incredible. It's unbelievable. I just get excited about it all the time.
Yeah, well, yeah. Personally, I am using an AI to teach me another language. I'm trying to learn Irish, so I'm using AI
Trying to
already.
learn Irish.
Yeah. My great grandfather was Irish, so.
Oh, you mean Gaelic Irish?
Yeah, Gaelic Irish. Yeah.
You mean the proper Irish? Because
the Gaelic. Yeah,
because I had a mate from Liverpool in South Africa, and we used to joke and tell him when he got excited, you couldn't understand a word he said. We tell him to speak English.
Because he's trying to speak English. It's very different. It's very different to English. Yeah, very different.
Okay, so it's teaching you proper Irish from before.
Yeah. Conversation. Yeah, and it uses different methods to try and get and it figures out how you learn. That's the amazing bit.
Yeah.
That's next level. That's
that's how long
that's the teacher teaching the teacher.
Yeah. So when did your parents come here? How did you come here from Ireland then?
Oh, in the 18th century. It was late 18th century they came here.
Okay, right.
So they say I didn't meet. Probably did meet him, but I was only a baby. So because he died, I think it was a year after I was born. So, but they say he could speak fluent Irish.
Wow!
Like he could speak both English and Irish as well. And he was an auctioneer of all things. So he used to do the calls.
Right.
So he was proliferant in both English, but they changed all the curriculum in Ireland, way back. So that's what they say is I think it was the early 19th century that basically pretty much everyone was speaking English anyway. If you lived in the countryside, they still spoke Gaelic, but because they still, because they didn't have that influence from the English. But yeah, in the cities, they no one really spoke Irish, so Irish wasn't really taught until recently. They've started teaching again because I've spoken.
Oh, really? So now what are they?
They've gone back again. They've gone back to teaching both Irish and Gaelic.
Good.
Gaelic and English. So yeah,
it's good to have the origin, of the culture, where it comes from, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And language. I mean, I knew someone who translated children's books into, in South Africa we have 11 official languages. Okay. And 11. Yes. Afrikaans, English, Zulu, Xhosa, and Venda, a number of others. Okay.
Wow.
And long before, still in the apartheid era, he felt that learning to read in your mother tongue is extremely important. Okay. So he started translating children's books into all the different languages because those books weren't available. It teaches a child when they start reading, it teaches them a love of learning,
Yeah. Right.
So the cultural language, where it comes, it's really important, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to learn it because it's our heritage. So, but yeah, and that's what I mean. Is that,
noises, yeah.
I was going to say, but so AI can be used for many different things.
Well,
And
yeah.
like you
So
said,
like if AI was available then, it could have done all these translations.
absolutely, you could travel the world. You wouldn't have to worry about,
Exactly.
pissing
Yeah.
someone off by saying the wrong thing, or but yeah, so tell us how does AI help a business owner, for instance?
Okay. So it's quite a broad question, and yeah, it's relevant. So I think it's to start somewhere. All right. A lot of I normally advise people that you take what you've got. What's really great about technology these days is that you could have different disparate systems in your business, and these days it's so easy to connect them up, right? Because there's things like application program interfaces and even more advanced stuff that you can use to connect things up. So let's say you have to do something here, and someone works on it and then puts it in there, okay, based on a certain decision. So therefore, you can read the information from here, that system, use AI to interpret it and give it the rules that a human would do. I'll give you an example. We're busy, like one of the aspects we do in our business is we build people's LinkedIn networks for them, okay? So that they can connect to the right person who they likely to do business, who might be likely to do business with them. To do that, we have staff that looks at every profile, because LinkedIn is not that accurate when you do a search. Now I've created AI that does that automatically. It actually makes sure that the company size is correct, that it's the right role player, that the company does what they do, even if what you want to connect to, even if their LinkedIn settings are incorrect, it'll figure that out from their website and from their company profile and from the person's profile. That's one example. Something else that we help somebody with is, for example, say a commercial lender that people apply for a loan, a business applies for a loan. They normally ask for 3 years financial statements and tax records or tax records, okay? Then somebody, an analyst, has to interpret that and prepare a document that goes to the credit department. And there the credit department makes a decision, okay? This could take them 2, 3, 4 days, 5 days, depending on how complex. We created a process, I kid you not. And remember, financial statements are all different formats, okay?
Yep.
It reads the financial statements for 3 years, creates a spreadsheet in the exact format the credit manager needs it in, okay? And makes a recommendation based on certain rules that are given by the how they look at the data.
Yep.
And that takes less than a minute.
Wow.
In fact, a few seconds, okay? It does it. So now we're not trying to eliminate the jobs of people, but I mean, some of the work is like boring, okay? Like having to look at every profile to see if it matches. AI can do it in seconds. getting, interpreting that information. Now you can, the person that generates the spreadsheet can now do more interesting work and higher level work. Okay. Those are a couple of examples. What else is there? Gee, there's so many. Like this person who wanted different languages on their website, we were able to do that pretty quickly for them. If you're selling something complex that needs education, you can put a really intelligent bot on your website that people can ask questions. Like we have a client, the same one that wants all these different languages. We've created a bot for them to train it, the AI, on different types of, and it's close to your heart. It's the right oils to use, okay? Because a lot of oils are carcinogenic, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Seeded
oils.
Seeded oils, yeah, because they're produced at high temperatures, right? So they're carcinogenic.
They're going to heat it up to extract it. That's the problem.
Correct. Yes. So he's created a new oil from sunflower seeds that doesn't go through that process. I don't know how he does it. I don't know, but he needs to educate the market that although the tin is twice the price, when you use it in your restaurant or for whatever purposes, it generates 3 times the amount of throughput. So it's actually costs less than half a tin, So you have to get into people. That's education that's needed. So we've trained the bot. When people ask questions, it answers this. Yeah.
So basically, what you're saying is that the oil, you need less.
You need less of the oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And it also doesn't, the current oils is bad for the equipment. It has to be cleaned out more regularly. The equipment has to be clean. This is cleaner oil. Okay.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It won't stick as much. That's what it
Correct.
won't burn as much. So it must have a high burning temperature. Because that's why olive oil. That's why. That's why olive macadamia oil. They got a higher burning temperature than say avocado oil, for instance. Yeah. But well, they could. Don't get me on the seeded oils. Geez Louise. That.
No.
Okay, so that's amazing. So AI figured out a process in which to make the oil more stable.
No. No, it wasn't. He didn't use AI to make the oil more. He figured out the process
of extracting the oil.
Yeah, but the AI is educating the public on.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, on the difference between oils and why seed oils are carcinogenic, and what oils to look for, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So it's the advertising side of things. That's what the AI.
The marketing side. Yeah.
Okay, I get it now. All right. Yeah, right.
But I mean, they're using AI to develop, new medicine, to interpret MRI scans, to do.
I was going to go into that.
Yeah, the AI is being used for that. Yeah.
I went and
saw. We're not, I'm not into that because I'm not a medical person. I don't understand all of that. Okay.
It's a similar principle. It's a similar principle.
principles. Yes, it's interpreting data. That's what it's.
Yeah,
doing.
it's correct.
Yeah.
It doesn't discriminate either. So what I mean by that is, well, it's more streamlined. That's the most important part of the equation. Is that
you hit the nail on the head. The AI streamlines the work for you. That's
pretty much.
That's really what it is.
Yeah. So if you went to one hospital, and as long as they've got an electronic input of what happened to you in that hospital, and then you go to another hospital, well, AI figures out what happens between both those hospitals.
Yeah.
And then it gives you a diagnosis on what you are presenting with today.
Yeah.
In comparison to and within the understanding of what happened in those two incidents at the other two hospitals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's and the other thing is, it it can streamline what you need immediately. Yeah. Now, the thing that blew me away is that they're only talking about medication.
Yeah.
They're only talking about.
That's right. Yes. What about eating programs, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And also herbs.
Yeah.
The original medicine.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the original medicine. So
I'm quite passionate about that because of the problem I had actually. When I always had, my cholesterol was always not abnormal, but was on the high end, as was my blood sugar, was never abnormal, but was at the high end. Then I came to Australia, and I don't know, maybe because we ate too much chips here, I don't know what it was, but we just stopped eating. Okay.
Canola oil.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I go to the doctor, and he says, "Hey, you're diabetic," and I nearly freaked out because I refused to accept that. Okay.
Yeah.
So they prescribed medication. So I said, no, I don't want to take any medication. So I went and I did my own research, which is great with the internet and now AI as well. Okay. And I figured out it's the oils, it's processed foods, it's, carbs. So I cut all that out. So I lost about 15 kgs. And then I've gone off cholesterol tablets and blood sugar tablets. It's all normal.
Yep, that's rare. Jan, that's rare.
But that's just because of the food you eat, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's where AI won't discriminate, unless it is corrupted.
Yeah.
That's why that's
who determines what the AI is going to do is really what we need to be concerned about, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So okay. So to give us an example of how you've helped a business with AI and help with their return on investment.
Okay, so particularly there was a real estate developer who was doing a difficult thing. He was selling lots. He was pre-selling lots more to investors than to people who wanted to, own the lot. Okay, because by pre-selling it wasn't the DA hadn't been approved, so you couldn't get a mortgage on it. Okay, so people had to pay cash. Very difficult sale. Okay.
Yeah.
And so he had a Facebook ad campaign, and he had a really good sales guy. All right. But as much as you say in the ad and on the landing page, people still think property mortgage. Okay. I'm an investor. I want to buy this property, but I need a mortgage on it. So we were able to filter out all that noise. Okay. Qualify the leads using SMS and AI, because they kept phoning with people, and then people would still come on the call and not qualify. So we cut that out, and their sales increased by like 50%. Okay, because they were able to filter out the right people to talk to. Okay, but now their DA is approved. Now they can start selling lots properly. Now they've got all those people to go back to, and we'll use SMS and AI. They don't have to run new ad campaigns. We'll first see what we can recover from the thousands of people that they already got as leads, if they're still interested. That's one example. What else is there? The lending solution, where they're able to get to decisions much quicker. We also have a client who has thousands of recorded calls that we looked for tools that we could find, but we couldn't find anything, so we had to create this. It runs through all the calls and try and recognize the voices, and then renames the file to who the person is. Okay. That's also a process. And then he wasn't happy with the standard transcription services that he got from tools, so we created one that is pretty good with Australian voices, and transcribes it a lot more accurately. And then so he just throws the call in a directory on his laptop, and it automatically transcribes it and gives him the transcription with action items. Those are some examples.
Wow. Okay. All right. You've done really well, mate. We're up to the 43-minute mark. So, is there? So basically, what you're saying is that AI, basically, like I said before, it streamlines basically how the business, and it cuts out pulls a few levers, basically.
Yeah.
It says you could do this better if you cut this out, or you add this to it, to the system you have in place. Yeah. That's basically what you're saying.
Voice AI is also becoming a lot better. So when people need the phone answered, it can actually, if you train it correctly, where AI falls down is when it's not trained correctly on all the information necessary for the business. Okay.
Yeah.
It can answer the call intelligently. It'll make the same mistakes as a person makes, actually, if you don't train it properly. Okay.
Yeah, gotcha. Yep.
And then it can lead that person to make an appointment, and it can book it into your appointment calendar system, whatever it is,
Yeah.
Answering calls out of office hours and being intelligent about it. It really comes down to the proper training of it.
that's yeah. Well, yeah. It's but it can adapt. Yeah. That's the
Yes, you can retrain it and you can increase its knowledge about
yeah
your business.
yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. So I was going to say so tell us who's your ideal client? Who's the client that you like to help the most?
So I enjoy working with business owners or CEOs directly. Therefore, and generally that falls between a revenue of 1 million and 10 million, but that's not a hard and fast rule. I really like working with the owner because, he's got an agenda. His business and his personal agenda generally is lined up. Okay. Whereas when you work with middle management, my agenda there would be to make that middle manager the hero to his management. Okay. But I have more of an affinity working with an owner. Okay. And although, we do have lots of clients less than 1 million, the sweet spot tends to be, between 1 million and 10 million. And the type of business that wants to automate their business, streamline their business. I love that word that you came up with. Okay.
Yeah.
And where we can help them, position them on LinkedIn and help them generate more business. Or if they're already working with an advertising agency, they would continue working with them. We just like to help them convert those leads that they already paid money for. Convert more of those, by using AI to streamline the sales process.
Yeah, because that's important. If you it's okay bringing the leads in, but you've got to convert them as well.
Correct. Yeah.
All right, mate. Is there anything I forgot to ask you? Is there anything else you wanted to bring up about what your business offers as well?
I think that's basically it. It's streamlining sales processes. Because I know I have such a lot of business experience having created business systems in that, I can also help with streamlining any business process. Positioning people on LinkedIn, B2B outreach using LinkedIn. We do a lot. What I didn't mention is one of the ways we do that is we use a lot of content services. So we create fantastic content for our clients.
Cool. All right, Jan. So I'll move on to the last question. So tell us, what ideas or information would you give us to provide lifelong longevity? You sort of be giving us the insight into that.
Yeah, we did touch on that, right? I'm a living example of like, I was able to get off tablets. The only one I haven't been able to get off is Nexium, which is, for heartburn, because I suppose because I'm South African, we braai a lot. We do a lot of barbecues. I enjoy meat. But longevity, I think being grateful, right? There's so many things think about it. Just think about it. we're probably living now in the best times to live in ever, as humans on this planet. Think about that. I mean, in the Middle Ages, you woke up, you had to go to work, you worked 7 days a week, right? People were slaves. It's I can't think of a better time to be alive, seriously. We can work from home, a lot of us. We can start our own businesses. We're free, okay? So we need to be grateful about these things. We're living in really exciting times, I think. I think we are so used to the media making us negative about things, because they always have to bring up negativity, otherwise they don't sell, okay? Let's think about what we can be grateful for. So I think that that makes me feel good. The only arguments we have is when 9 News comes on, I want to switch it off. Okay, 9 News or 7 News or any one of those.
I'm the same as you, mate. I can't watch free to air.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to put our head in the sand, okay? But we need to be realistic about things, okay?
You don't have to watch the news. People tell you anyway.
Correct, yes.
Or it'll come up on your feed. Like I don't watch social media much. I do watch YouTube, but I watch documentaries and live information. That's what I like to watch.
Yeah.
And but every now and then you get these friggin' ads, and it's all crap. And then someone will bring it up. They'll say, "Oh, did you hear about such and such?" No, I didn't hear anything about that. And then they fill you in, and then you go, "Oh, it's another one I didn't want to watch anyway." So if it's anything of importance, like recently, that kids can't watch social media.
Yeah,
they can still watch social media.
Oh, they will anyway.
Because all they do is they just use another social media platform that doesn't have the same VPN. So in other words, it's a social media that's from overseas.
Yeah. They know how to use VPNs.
Yeah, exactly.
Being grateful. We're living in exciting times. I think laugh a lot. Try and laugh a lot. Have people around you that you enjoy being with. Don't be around negative people, unless sometimes you can help them. But I'm just saying, there are some people that is like sucks all the life out of you. I try not to have clients like that.
Yeah, I deal with a lot of sick, unwell people. So
yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's different. I mean, it's hard to say be grateful to someone who is not really not in a good spot, But I mean, we've been through times that hasn't been the greatest, and I always try and think there's always somebody worse off than me.
Worse off than me, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Not that I'm happy about it, but it's just that I've got something to be grateful for.
Absolutely. Great words of wisdom. So thanks very much for the gold nuggets of information today, Jan, and appreciate that you came on and spent some time with us. And yeah, thank you so much. Now, because you didn't bag me too much, I'm going to give you access to my Health Club. So that's the bronze membership. It's worth $11. You get it for free
Oh,
for 1
thanks.
month. It's 9 modules. I teach you about EFT, emotional freedom technique, meditation, nutrition, exercise, the roadblocks in the mind, disc profiling. I teach you about who you are. I teach you about the 8 chronic diseases, the leading 8 chronic diseases. I also teach you about Chinese medicine. So that's acupuncture and Chinese herbal medicine as well. So there's over 60 lessons. There's 9 modules. So yeah, lots to go over. So yes, you get that for free for 1 month. So, and I'd love your feedback too. Yeah.
Sure. No, one thing I should be doing that I'm not doing enough exercise.
So yeah, I teach you about how to plan it, what's the best time. So I go into detail about why I suggest those things, and so there it is there, free access. Just go to the website and just type that in when it asks for the money. And Bob's your uncle. So thanks very much, Jan. Much appreciated for your time.
Enjoyed this actually. Yeah.
I forgot to mention, so if you want to get in contact with Jan, you can do that through your website. Is that right? Cavell.net?
Yes. Cavell.net. Book a call or send a message or on LinkedIn.
There it is there. There's your LinkedIn profile. And so thanks again, guys. And you've been watching the Get Busy Livin podcast with Jan Rautenbach. Much appreciated for your time, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks. Cheers.
Take care.